Hello, welcome to an installment video series on Z reviews. I was going to make this one giant video, but it's going to be 4 hours long, and I want to release sections of it at a time. Anyway, if you follow me on my other channel, my original channel, I do unboxings on that channel. And I would normally release this sort of video there, but why not? Chewbacca, why not? She knows her name. Anyway, that is the Swan or Hi-Vi DIY 2.2A 3.1. It's not a 3.1, there's no sub. It's just called the 3.1A. And it's a do-it-yourself speaker kit. You get the box, you get the drivers, you get it all, crossover components, and you put it together. Yeah. Well, there's what we're going to do right now. There's my cat. You all know that subwoofer and how long that took to put together and do. So we're going to try to improve this. And I've already built one. I did this on my live stream. If you don't know, I Twitch live stream. I make the announcements once a week. I stream twice a week, but I only announce once a week. So this came out really well. I have to thank someone in the comments of the Twitch stream for advising me on how to do it. We're going to assemble the box. This first video is box assembly. That's all it is. Things you're going to need. A large flat space. That doesn't matter if it gets glue on it. And you can use cardboard. I'm just using the box the actual unit came in. And it's all warped. And really this needs to be level to do what I'm about to do. You need wood glue. I'm using Titebond 2 Premium. Some people say Titebond 3 takes longer to set. It's fine. There's glue fanatics, so you could ask them. So you need glue. You need a magic marker. Doesn't have to be blue, but mine is, so it matches the Titebond. And finally, you need a large roll of cardboard tape. Cardboard tape, because it's literally made of cardboard 3 inches wide. They sell 2.5-inch rolls that'll probably also work. So let me explain what we're going to do. First thing we're going to do is we're going to unpack all the panels, which I've done mostly. And we're going to get that magic marker, and it's going to tell us not to put it together like an idiot. I'm thankful that I realized this building that one, because usually I just go whichever way the idiot would do it. So, this, by the way, is for the speaker grill. So this doesn't need to be here right now. That has 3 of these episodes to go. You do need all the actual panels. This is the rear port, and there's where our 5-way bindings go. And here's our fascia, 6.5. Oh, by the way, it's a 6.5 with a 2-inch mid-range dome and then an AMT. And I bought it a while back, and I was like, that's pretty good. $250 for a phase plugged 6.5, blah, blah, blah. You know, I wonder what these speakers would go for if they actually sold them. And sure enough, I went to Swan speakers at some point, and these exist. Now, these are a powered set, 3-way active, so it's got 3 amplifiers in each, and they've got it's got a rounded top and wood on the sides and an infrared remote control. But those are the drivers that we're using. So that's $1,200. So if I can get that speaker built and have it come even close to a $1,200 set of Swans for $250, because that's what this set currently is $250 with a bunch of 4-star, 5-star reviews, then I mean, that sort of inspired me, because it's literally, this is literally that. These are, I pulled it apart. These are those. Whether this is using a passive crossover and then amplifying, I doubt it. It's for that money, it's probably using 3 separate amplifiers and a DSP. So something you'd have to do with a crazy Swan, a crazy mini DSP with 3 outputs, with 6 outputs. Anyway, point is we're gluing shit today. But here's what we're doing first. We're going to label it. So here's the problem. Here's the crux, and here's what I figured out. Here's a side, and here is a brace that goes in the side, right? But it's more space here and less space here. So now you have to make sure you mark so that, how does this go? There. If I put it this way by mistake, that bracing goes where the mid-range is, so you're going to have a bad time. So you have to label it. Obviously, I'm going to say the tweeters on top in this speaker, you know, because I kind of have to a little bit. We're just going to label that. I'm going to put this on my arms. Oh, simple stuff. Arrow. Top. Boom. Booyah. And, hold on. By the way, if you have a workshop or a garage to do this in, it's probably better than Zeos's kitchen. But also, the port sticks in 6 inches or so. But it wouldn't matter which way you put this. But obviously, we're going to put the port on top for consistency's sake. I'm just going to put an arrow on all the sides that are going to line up. Think you need an arrow on this one? Fuck it. Consistency. Now, these are the little mildew things that they stick on it to keep the wood from getting, well, mildew. And I just leave them on. They're not going to affect the actual any part of the speaker or the build. So wider part on top, and I will eventually move it to the floor. I did the first one on my tables there. I put my tables together, and then I tried to put the cardboard on the tables. It was no. It is no. So yeah, we got what? I love how now this one's upside down. They're both upside down, so that's fine. Top. And I don't even have to write the word top. I know it's the top. Of course it's the top. I'm telling you. Now we have the actual top and bottom of the speaker. Now the only way these differ is one has holes in it, and that's to mount the crossover assembly to the actual board, and it has to sit inside the speaker. Now, we want the driver, the front of the speaker here, so that the crossover is back, so that the actual magnet section doesn't affect it. So this is the front. So if we label this, it's going to be front. This doesn't matter. It doesn't care. So now this, I'm going to do 2 arrows, FRT, front. These are just things we have. You're only drawing on it so you know things. You need to know things. And this doesn't matter. This is inside out, upside down. It'll work the same. By the way, I had a terrible night's sleep. Now, when I did this one, I taped this way, and then I applied the front and back separately. What I'm going to do is just like the image showed on the Amazon page, is I'm going to actually tape all 6 sides together using this crazy thick tape on the back side. Because see, these 45s are cut out. That means, and this is just an example, these pieces on together. If I put this down, and the back side is taped, I can still fold it perfectly, and it will line up perfectly. And then also, the glue that we're going to put between the seams won't leak out the corners because it's taped. And I know it works because here's my fucking first one. Boom! Excuse me. Okay. I guess we're gonna move to the floor now. Now, I did this on my table when I did that one. I put the tape on like this, and then flipped the whole thing over, which was precarious as fuck. So instead of doing that again, I'm simply going to lift every piece up, put the tape half under it, put it down, put the next piece down, line it up. We should be all right. Oh, the other thing you need is clamps. Now, you can, if you have, and you need a lot of long actual clamps, screw clamps, squeeze clamps, that's fine. When I built the subwoofer, I bought these strap clamps by Pony, which go around the box, and you pull it tight, and then you twist it, and it pulls all 4 corners at the same time. But since we're building a cube, that needs 3 of those, because you need to go this way, and this way, and this way. And since I just undid that speaker yesterday, these strap clamps are also at like the right size. They're pulled open to the right amount, and I've unscrewed the tensioner so that I should be able to put it around there, go whoop, and tight. And then over a period of, you know, every few hours, just tighten them up a little bit. Chewbacca, you gonna come help? Because she's gonna get cat hair and everything. It's gonna ruin it. Top. Hi, Chewbacca. Am I gonna bother your drinking process? Drink. I'll worry about that later. I'm going to slide this over without, because I kind of want to know which one's which, but it won't really matter. Drink. You're live to like 10,000 views. Or just smell under the fridge. That's fine too. Okay. So now, top and bottom. Actually, this will be this is the alpha and the omega piece. Now we determine which side the fascia goes on just by placing this down. So let's assume that this is the front. Ready? Top gets this blank one. For symmetry's sake, should we rotate? I think we should, so that the anti-mildew sticker is opposites. And now we know which way is the front, because that tells us front. And we obviously know which way is the back, because this tells us back. And then we have two pieces left. We have, which way should I go with this? That way? I think that way. Top here. And this is going to get situated right here and glued in place. So, now what, Zeos? Well, you get yourself a knife and a big roll of tape and you crawl on your knees. You bitch! Hi, Chewbacca. I'm not talking to you, no. I mean, I'm talking to her, but in the best way. Okay. I need this so I don't die. Can I have this so I don't die? Excellent. Nobody likes working on their knees. If you do, I know a street corner I could put you on. So how do we start this? I may start taping this and then stop the video because you'll pretty much get it once I do one piece. Also, I found with this tape, once you apply it, it sticks great. When you peel it off, you cannot reapply it because it pulls off microscopic little fibers from the MDF. Doesn't damage it, just means it's no longer viable once it's off. Actually, why am I using the fucking knife for this? I could afford scissors. Yeah. Yeah. I thought this was America. Now, you're not going to be able to get the tape the exact right size, but we're going to try to get the tape real close. And we just need a layout. We don't need it to actually be touching yet. No touching. No touch. Bad touch. And you want it to do the entire length. You don't want it to come up short. So, that feels correct. Take a side. I'm going to use the more maneuverable, smaller side, if I can get it off the floor. And I'm just going to go boom, boom. Actually, can I do this for several of them? So that's what I'm going to do for I'm going to do that for these four and cut the straight end. Yes, I'm cutting on my floor. Yes, I need a new blade. Do I have a cutting board? That's another stupid Zeos question. Of course Zeos has a cutting board. Hi, Chewbacca. What'd you do with your cutting board? Oh, God. That's a fine cutting board. Where's a shittier one? Oh, there it is. Didn't have to end this video so I can find a cutting board. Although it's not going to work when I go to cut the long lengths, is it? Actually, I'm just trimming the ends. I'm just trimming the ends. This doesn't matter. I want to be able to push hard without cutting my vinyl floor up. Boom. Repeat process. There we go. We could actually, see, now I'm doing math in my head because I still haven't done it this way before. But okay, so I tape this to that, and we fold it. And that side comes on. And I could fold and tape that to that, and it's going to keep all the but is it better to have the tape on that side? This is like creating your own model set. We know how parts go, And if you really wanted to get anal, you could write like 1 1, 2 2, 3 3, 4 4, 5 5, and then it'll be 5. Was this 2? I don't remember. But let's continue. See what I just did here? Ready for the magic of the internet? All right. Now I'm stupid, and I did all this on the floor, and I could have done it up here, and I'm stupid. So I just said how much I hate bending. So here's what we're basically doing. Well, you could probably figure this out. I mean, right? You guys could figure this out. You're smart. Everything but that one's going to have tape on it. Everything but that one's going to get glue on it. That was real close. And I'm actually not going straight anymore. I'm now cutting in a slightly bit. Because when we fold it, the overlap does not need to exist. Nothing came off my hands. They're both stuck permanently. Stay. Excuse me for a while. That's right. I'm so damn. Don't get your fingertips on the glue too much, because you want the glue to stick to the other board and not have dirty human oils. So there we go. Look at that. Those and those both have all 4 sides taped up. The top and bottom have the top and, well, the sides taped up. And that's it. So that's how many pieces? 8, 10, 12. So I had to apply and tape on 12 pieces of tape. Makes sense? Glad you're following along. Stop it. She's gonna grab I know what she's gonna do. She's gonna grab one of these strap clamps and literally run away with it. She's never done that ever. She's gonna do it now. Now is when we need the floor. How are we doing this first? By the way, don't forget this. We're gonna need that. Now, the beauty part about tape is when you glue it and you start clamping it, all the adjustments have to get done. But the tape should allow me to place this perfectly the first time within a millimeter. How are we looking? Okay. And now it's going to be harder to lift up this end if I put that piece on it, so we'll do the top and bottoms first. All the way over, line it up. And I'm not going to try to do the top and the bottom at the same exact moment, as boss as that would be. Press, press, press. This one's labeled front. That's definitely the front of the speaker. We don't have to lift it up very far. Oh, it's gotten harder to do now. Slide it in here. This is what Nintendo's going to make you do in the future. The Nintendo speaker. Just assemble the entire thing out of shitty cardboard. Press, press. I should be able to get enough give out of this vinyl floor to actually have this tape being pressed down. So that's a 3-sided box, 4-sided box. Now we have the fun part of getting this, and I could just like lift this up and use this to hinge up now. I just want to get the angles right. Because once you get this corner, that corner is pretty much guaranteed up top. Close, close. Remember, one adjustment you get. Get down on your knees. That looks good. Good, good. And then this piece is just loose, so we're just going to top, top, top. Same thing as on the very first one. Edges down. Come on. Okay. We have now applied our 3D glasses. You know what time it is now? Now it's time to see how crazy Z is and if he can glue properly. Now I asked, and they got the overwhelming response of, don't water down the glue. And because the MDF will basically drink it, and you don't want the MDF to drink it. Maybe you'll be more comfortable with the nylon. Let's try this. You're going to have some working time with this, but it's not going to be like infinite. Probably glue that last. So let's see how this works. This is my attempt to put this box together. Tape and glue on an exposed floor, not fuck up the floor. So let's just do like... You don't need a very large bead because we're squeezing this together and we are doing both sides. And where we have the tape, even if the glue seeps to the bottom, it can't hit the floor. So all the way around. And you could get you can get messy if you wanted to. You want to get your hand in here and actually like fucking go nuts with glue. We just want a nice, well, consistent bead as I fuck up a consistent bead. Squeeze and move. And squeeze and move. There we go. Actually, get it more towards the edges. You probably actually don't even need to do both sides when I'm doing this, but I'm doing it anyway because fuck the man. And I'm getting my groove now, and I'm almost done, which is the same with all projects. You get your groove, oh, it's over. Now what I'm gonna do here needs a bead, because that's one side of the reinforcement, and here needs a bead. That's the other side of the reinforcement. And actually, I'm gonna be a boss and do glue here and here, because I'm just that cool. Now, I'm gonna do the outsides too here. Any place with tape. Any place with tape. Although this is not going to... The problem with this tape is it's going to do that. I've already fucked up. All right. Well, we'll wipe it. Yeah, that's bad news, bears. There's he. Because now I'm gluing the tape onto the corners. It's going to be bad. It's going to be bad. Here is good. There is bad. Here is bad. I wanted this to be perfect for you guys, but all right. You'll work it out. You're smart people. Yeah, anywhere there's an edge, I did not want to come out and touch the tape. Although none of this is going to matter. We're going to finish this all on our own. And, you know, the edges are going to have some interesting things going on. No, no. Part of Chewbacca no does not Chewbacca get. Okay. How do we want to do this? Guess you count. 1. Make sure your tape doesn't pull up. 2. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get this corner closed and then fold the tape. It's just there to hold it. The actual clamping is going to be done with, well, the clamps. We are just lining them up, locking it. A little push. Now these have to stay open for when that big piece comes over, which is going to be interesting because it's attached to that side. Pull, fold, pull, fold, and now that. Push, fold, push. I mean, in a pinch, this would literally be done. By the way, there's no glue on the floor. Just I know that doesn't matter. I know that doesn't matter. Now we have to assemble this. News team assemble. Is this the right one for this corner? I doubt it. 1, 2. You hit this little button. let that out. 3. Pull, and it'll sort of float in the middle until you squeeze this. And we're not going to get this super tight right now. We're just going to get it to keep the box from falling apart, although the tape's doing us a bang-up job with that. A couple spins. The next ones suck because now we have to lift up and go into the corners. This was the one that was that big, so we're going to have to make this one shorter. Do that here. 2, 3. Straighten your shit out. How did I do this before? I think I had it standing up like that. This is going to go floppy side down. One corner there. Work this under. Second corner there. You want to get these corners in place. Keep pulling tension. We're nowhere near centered, but it's enough to start tightening it and moving things. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, kids, where's the next one go? Around the waist. And this one's fun because we're doing it in midair. Okay, around this, around that. Where's my cat with a big fat rat? Did I get Dr. Seussy on you? Too fucking bad. Okay. 1, 2. Come on. 3. Tighten. Pull. And we're going to move this off the floor right now. And actually make sure these are all straight. Boom. Well, how to build speakers in an apartment. You're going to have glue on the finish, but you're not going to have glue on the floor. These should not be tight, so tight you can't move them yet. We're getting there though. They don't have to be perfectly in the center, but you kind of want it to pull consistently on the box. Okay. And the bottoms look good. Like here is easy to judge because there's a giant circular hole if it's not in the center of the circle. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. You're going to feel the tension turning this. It's just stretching the straps. And the nylon straps will start to stretch even though they're nylon. So you're just going to have to come back here and tighten them a little bit more every time you visit. But that's basically... By the way, my hands are now gluey. All sticky goo-goo. Back to the lollygoop. Back to the lollygoop. I think you've earned a drink. Yeah, not too tight. Just so it's like, You won't see, every single edge is taped. So there'll be no glue leaking either. There's nothing. Didn't fuck up once, except for the fact that the glue leaked onto the tape. If I would have been a little more careful, I may have been able to quell that from happening. Wood glue is water soluble. Perfect. But, I'm going to call this a success, regardless of that failure. Little bubbles here. It doesn't matter. The tape was there simply to line everything up. So now I know what you could feel it. You could feel through the tape that everything is perfectly aligned and that there's no glue. If you wanted to, you could take all the tape off now and start wiping it down with a wet paper towel. You don't have to. It's going to be perfect. And you can literally move this where it's more convenient. Like in the middle of my kitchen is probably not going to be the most convenient place for this to set. So I'm just going to put it here. I know the glue ain't dripping out of it. Let Chewbacca deal with that shit. So that's part 1. This is the first part. This is the first part of this speaker build. Hey, speaker. This is the first part. The second part will consist of assembling the crossover. And then the final will be the actual mount, and then there will be a full review. So keep an eye out for that. I guess this wallpaper, even though it didn't really participate, but I'll have to upload this now and remember where it is. Okay. Okay. Actually, I'm probably going to put this video back on tomorrow and add the unveiling of that. Okay. Her watchful gaze has sat over this for 24 hours, right? Yes. So it's time to unstrap the straps. Oh, and you also got to be careful because I slid the other speaker towards this and it hit that. And it unlatched that. So let's do that first. Pull there, drop. And you got to remember when you let go of these straps to unwind them. Because if you go to put on the next project, you only have that much room to tighten it. It sucks. It sucks. I know this. It is known. Pull that one there. Did I do this one? I didn't do this one. So we're going to get to see how bad I fucked up by letting the glue seep around. It could be real bad. It could be not bad at all. I'm sure of one thing in this life, though. It'll be nothing that I can't fix with an orbital sander. So now we go and pull this. And that's how that gets stored. Booyah. And then you could wind this back up. And it's an interesting system how they do this with just a peg and a rubber band, and then you just sort of lift and spin. I mean, I don't even know how long this is. You can put this around a goddamn room. Ugh. So, let me move these for the sake of making a video. Get the hell out of my way. I'm probably going to end up getting, like here where it's just tape on tape, it's going to be fine. I'm just worried where there's glue seepage. Actually, that's right there. So you got we have a little lip of glue. Again, we have to sand this before we do anything with it anyway. So that's not the worst thing. And like right here where it's just, you could peel that off a little better. Let's keep going. You can see the edges are just curled up just a little bit, which will make it a little bit easier. Ideal goal being not tearing this tape. Now you could, there's several, you either go like with the lift method or with the peel method. The peel method's more dangerous. You kind of always want to go with the lift and maybe to go around. Yeah, right there. This will not be the worst thing ever, but it won't be the best thing ever. Oh, tore it. Made it. I just want to get a couple pieces off to show you what the result is. Constant, perfect pressure, resetting where you're pulling it from. All right, there's where it tore. Ripped again. I'm just bad now. Now I'm just bad. So yeah, we've got a corner here that needs some more tension. See, that's it. So other than like that bulbous thing, which might actually just crack off, but my orbital sander is going to, and it's going to be done. That's literally the sound of an orbital. People pay me for my impressions of orbital sanders. I'm starting to tear. The edges will probably be a little bit harder to deal with. Actually, I can't pull this off because this is over that. There's another example of what happens with the glue. So it's just you can see it's soaked in through the outside. Hasn't actually bulged it up or anything because we used full concentration glue. And a couple of the bigger chunks here will break off, or you could sand them off. Do better than me. I only had to do 2 of these. If I had 4 or 5 of these I was making, the 5th one would have been perfect. At least perfect. So, luckily I experimented on the second one. So now we've got, you can actually see the glue on the outside of this one. So we're going to start in the middle. Ideal. You got to get your tape gloves on. Nice. Do one off the side. There's about 200 ways to take tape off. There's where the glue fucked it up a little bit. And not really fucked it up, more like just is going to be annoying. When we come to the finish episode of this, where we're actually finishing the speakers, because I don't think I'm going to put the vinyl wrap on it. First of all, it's fake wood vinyl wrap, and I really have a thing against that. So there, that's what we're looking at. Just some chunky glue. It'll crack right off once we get at it. I can use a metal scraper, but I'm probably just going to use a metal scraper and then sand it. One more piece, because it feels, this is like everyone's favorite thing, is peeling things off. I love it too. Right to the edge, taking it to the edge. And then you want to be careful, because the wood was squashed down to a 45, so the very tip's going to be a bit fragile, and if I pull this way it may dislodge the edge. So I'm just going to go, I'm not going to pull directly over the corner. That's basically what I'm saying. Pull it that way or out. Boop. Alright, I got like 3 more sides to do and then this is done, and then we'll move on to the next video. So this is the end of this video. Next is crossovers, part 2.